This is a review of triage. Does anybody here remember what triage means?
Assess the situation and act properly. Sorting. Right.
Sorting. It's a French word that means sorting. And what's our goal in triage?
Save lives.
Save lives.
As quickly as possible.
Prioritize patient care.
To prioritize patient care. To do as much good for as many people as we can in the shortest possible time. We're talking about triage. How long are we going to spend on picking a person?
30 seconds.
No more than 30 seconds. So we're going to talk about how do we find that person who needs the most care, and how to avoid distractions, and how to get the people who need the most care, that care, as quickly as we can. So I want to start out talking about breathing. You like breathing? You like breathing? When you come into a room, and let's just say we got 8 people in here, what's the best way to find out if there's anybody who can help themselves?
Is it breathing right?
By saying, whoever can come to me, please do so.
Yeah, say, whoever can come to me, please do so. Get them to the door, point them. Now, we're not talking about the tarp area. Somebody else is doing the tarp area. Right now, we're in with the people. And so we got tarps over here in this one of these totes, and we'll put those tarps out, and that will be outside. And now we're inside with people, and we want to figure out who needs to get out there first. So let's talk about breathing. You ever fallen asleep at a meeting or been next to somebody who falls asleep?
It's me a lot of times.
Go ahead and do that, and you notice what happens to your breathing. And you can feel yourself snore. And then how do you fix that? You tip your head back, your mouth comes open. And so if we're trying to figure out if somebody's breathing, you say, hey, can you hear me? Are you okay? And they don't respond. Now we want to find out, are they breathing? So grab a partner, and I want to do an exercise here where we practice opening the airway. How do we open an airway? Got somebody here? Would somebody like to be my mannequin up here?
And don't do it.
Lay here on the table. They took away my workspace by putting all these paper in. So Barry, what's the best way? Can you see if I'm...
Yeah, I can see you there. You can move that paper.
Okay.
Now move whatever you need to move.
So would you like to get up here on the table? Would you like help getting on the table?
No. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm deliberately putting my chest chin down.
So the easiest way to do this is to use both hands. You're going to put your palm here on the forehead. You're going to take 2 or 3 fingers here, and you're just going to pull up. It's a gentle movement. If you feel you need more, you can always put your hand back here underneath the neck. However, if they won't stay this way, it's very probable that they have a broken cervical area. So just kind of be aware of that. But this should help them now to start breathing. It's going to open up this whole airway into the natural bend that it's supposed to be for the best airflow.
How can you tell if I'm breathing?
You're not snoring.
Well, that person won't snore either.
You should see slight chest rise. If not, you can always put your ear down by their mouth, and then you will feel the moisture from them breathing. So that's another way to do it.
How many times do you do this in a CERT situation?
What do you mean, how many times do you
How
do
many
it?
times do you try to reposition the airway if somebody's not breathing?
You do it once. You've only got 30 seconds.
Twice in our training, we say try twice.
Okay, EMS we do once.
Well, then you start
So
taking
CERT,
action.
yeah, you're gonna try it twice.
And if you don't get the airway the
there
second
was
time,
not any indication for me, because of my training, if there were no indications of a spinal trauma, I would probably also do a log roll and then put their upper leg, bend it so they're kind of, bent over. That way if they start to vomit, it's going to go out and not down.
you're a fantastic EMT, and you're getting a bit beyond our training today.
I know, but you can always log roll people and move their legs.
You can. So for our training, I'll take that question in just a second.
Do you need me for more?
No, we're good.
Okay.
So we want to position them. If we don't get breathing a second time, we've tried that a second time, black 10. And we try and help somebody else. We find the people we can help. Question?
When she said if the head goes back down, there's probably a broken cervical, when she was talking about putting her hand underneath the neck, would you slide something under the neck to stabilize it before you move down?
Sure.
If it's readily available.
This is readily available.
Okay, okay.
And that will help to maintain an open airway. Patent airway. There's a good word.
Because remember, you only have 30 seconds.
Yeah, right.
And so you need something that's readily available, it's quick, and because when you go through and triage an area, the whole idea of this quick triage is to get counts.
I was just thinking, what's the point of getting them breathing if you're gonna let go and they're gonna go back down there and stop breathing again, if there's something there that you can.
Most of the time they won't.
So our purpose is to help people who can breathe to breathe.
Yeah.
And so we try to get that airway twice. If we don't get an airway, we're gonna tag them and we're gonna help somebody we can help. We can't help everybody. How many people are trained in CPR? And in CERT, when we've got a mass casualty incident, you're not gonna start CPR. Why don't we start CPR?
Because once you start, you don't stop until help comes.
And you just don't have the people. Do the most good for the most number of people in the shortest amount of time. And when you're trained in CPR, that's hard.
I know.
Okay, so our person here, we've got them breathing. What color are we going to put on them?
It depends if you're finding profuse bleeding or not.
We're talking airway right now. We're going to pretend that there's no profuse bleeding.